Former Vice President Kamala Harris could be planning another White House run for the presidency in 2028. What? According to New York Magazine, she hasn't ruled it out yet.
What?
She may not have Stephen A. Smith's vote this time around. The sportscaster and podcast host has said he feels like a fool for voting for her, and he thinks the Democratic Party doesn't have anyone fighting for voters.
Here's the deal. The man was impeached twice. He was convicted on 34 felony counts. And the American people still said, he's closer to normal than what we see.
Exactly.
Left. That's what they're saying. He's closer to normal. Why? Because something that pertains, when you talk about the transgender community, for example, and you're talking about issues that pertain to less than 1% of the population, the Democratic Party came across as if that was a priority more so than the other issues. What voter out there can look at the Democratic Party at this moment in time and say, there's a voice for us, somebody that speaks for us, that goes up on Capitol Hill and fights the fights that we want them fighting on our behalf? They didn't do that. And that's why their behinds are home, and that man is back into the White House. And they want to sit up there and talk. You look at the networks right now, they're talking about, look at it, this is the latest, look at him, here he goes again. Well, you know what here he goes again means? He's doing what he said he was going to do.
I mean, he nailed it. The Democratic Party at this moment, Harris, is listless.
Well, look, I don't think we should focus too much on them because they didn't have any ideas to win. And what little idea they had, they couldn't message it. They couldn't sell it. What Stephen A. Smith is talking about is the duplicity with which they were collecting money and basically swindling the American donors, the voters who gave to them, out of that cash to do nothing but flaunt celebrities right up until the very last day before election. They even got the whole network of NBC to bend the FCC rules to put her on SNL that weekend and not extend the same invitation to Donald Trump at the same time period. I mean, this is more than just whether or not the Democratic Party can bounce back. They need to go someplace and talk among themselves because the answers are quite clear. Stephen A. Smith just gave them. They're not going to do that, though. The answers were clear, Kaylee, right before the election. They don't care about the American people's dollar. They really don't. They'll spend it for themselves in terms of donations, and they'll ignore it when it's not working for you, me, and anybody else at the grocery store. They've proven that. They showed us who they are. I believe them.
What's up, everybody? You watch your own Nick Java podcast here on YouTube. I drop fresh, hot, crunchy content daily. Guys, hope you're having a great day today. Hope you guys having a wonderful Tuesday. You know, guys, Stephen A. Smith, we cover him a lot over here on this channel. Stephen A. Smith just has a great way of cutting through the BS sometimes. Now, Stephen A. Smith is probably my favorite sports news cast guy. I like him on First Take. I like the Stephen A. Smith show. I like when his nephew Josh comes on. Stephen A. Smith is just entertainment, you know? And since he has kind of crossed over into politics somewhat, I've really enjoyed his takes. I've really enjoyed, you know, watching his growth as a actual political commentator, and he's gotten pretty good for the most part. But, you know, sometimes he gets close and he just weaves off into this direction and he, you know, goes back into the land of the absurd. Oh, but no. With that being said, he has had some pretty great takes, you know, over the last month and a half or two. You know, we're rooting for you, Stephen, man. We're rooting for you. But in this situation, he's 100% right. Donald Trump basically ran on certain things he was going to try to do for the American people. And Donald Trump is actually carrying through these things, such as the immigration situation. If you turn on CNN, MSNBC, they're all having a complete and utter hissy fit. They're like, no, don't steal the children. Don't take away the children.
No kids have been deported yet.
What do you do with these people that have absolutely 0 sense? You just ignore them. Guys, at this point in time, there's no use in arguing if anybody is an ultra left person or if somebody really honestly thinks they're actually crazy, like, you know, Selena Gomez, to where they get online and they start crying about the immigration deporting people that are illegal criminals.
Only people are getting attacked. The children. I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do.
There's nothing you can really do about it other than just be like, just ignore them. You know, at this point in time, the conservative party, anybody who voted for Donald Trump, we do not have to argue with the people on the left at the moment. They lost in amazing fashion. They can get into their little healing groups and talk to each other about how everyone is a Nazi and anything else that really, you know, floats their boat or flicks their bean or whatever it is that people call it. But what we're going to be doing, man, on this side, celebrating all these wins, boy. Celebrating. Check out this next video.
There's a lot of people out there that are feeling very down and very sad and highly concerned about what the future holds. In case you haven't noticed, I'm not one of those people. Now, for the record, I didn't vote for Donald Trump. I didn't vote for him because I thought he was a divisive force. He was somebody that would create a bigger divide rather than galvanize folks and bring folks together. And I was incredibly worried leading up to the election that the race was going to be so tight that either he'd lose and claim he won, as he did in 2020, and create all kinds of chaos, or he'd win by a narrow margin, and we'd hear folks on the other side, meaning the left, lamenting how maybe it was rigged against them this time around, and all of this other nonsense that would serve to further divide this nation. That hasn't happened. Donald Trump won the presidency convincingly. He did it by capturing more of the black vote, more of the Hispanic vote, sweeping the swing states, winning the popular vote as well as the electoral college vote, and essentially doing so in such convincing fashion that it also left the Republicans holding the House and the Senate come next month in January. In some people's eyes, that's reasons for negativity. I look at it as an opportunity for the Democratic Party to get their stuff together, and an opportunity for Donald Trump and his administration to live up to promises made and to direct this country in a forward direction without looking back.
That's right, guys. I think Stephen A. Smith hits on it right here on that particular video, and the idea of Donald Trump and the people that voted for Donald Trump. They want to see Donald Trump go through the things, or at least attempt to go through the things that he ran on, such as stronger border policy. Looks like Donald Trump is going for that. You know, they want to see the economy in a better place. It's going to take a little bit of time, but I think Trump's going to be able to get us back on track with that. You know, we are coming out of a massive deficit hole due to the Biden policies and the horrible
Democratic-led House.
Guys, but there's always a light at the end of the tunnel sometimes. Now, if Kamala Harris would have won, that light at the end of the tunnel would have been a train coming at us. Woo! Still fighting this flu, y'all, laughing like I got emphysema, boy. Guys, have a blessed day. Take care. Watch it on air. Nick Java Podcast. Ski.